It'll be quick.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 actors who always die on screen.
I learned how to die a long time ago.
You know, if you live hard, you play hard, and you burn the candle at both ends, you pay the price for it.
Does it hurt? Dying.
Quicker than falling asleep.
For this list, we're looking at actors and actresses from movies and TV shows who always seem to die on screen. Because many of these deaths tie into major plot points, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Can you think of any other actors who always seem to perish? Be sure to let us know in the comments. All right, let's get into it.
Number 20, Samuel L. Jackson. Serving as one of the most popular actors of all time, and with nearly 200 credits to his name according to IMDb, Samuel L. Jackson is no stranger to death.
Hold on to your butts.
The great thing about Jackson's charisma is that he can play both heroes and villains, and both die in seemingly equal amounts. According to the Cinemorgue wiki, the reference we will be using throughout this list, Jackson has died in 31 movies.
You're the guy that got caught in that avalanche, right?
Yeah, I'm the one.
Like black men don't have enough ways to get killed without climbing up some stupid-ass mountain in the middle of God's nowhere. Need to leave that to the white folks, brother.
His first major on-screen death came in Goodfellas, when he was shot by Joe Pesci. Other deaths include being eaten by a velociraptor in Jurassic Park, eaten by a shark in Deep Blue Sea, and comically jumping from a roof in The Other Guys.
You thinking what I'm thinking, partner? Aim for the bushes.
Number 19, Bruce Willis. Starring in movies like Die Hard, Armageddon, Sin City, and Looper, Bruce Willis is one of the biggest action stars on the planet. But as it turns out, being an action star doesn't prevent you from dying.
I got just 5 words for you. Damn glad to see you, boy!
That's 6 words.
Willis has died in 27 movies, both live action and animated, although it was only a dream in Over the Hedge.
Time's up, RJ.
But I have 6 more days! No! Oh, okay. 4 balls. Still alive. Still alive.
Still, he blows up saving the world in Armageddon, he shoots himself in Sin City, and he disappears from existence after young Joe kills himself in Looper. Other deaths include 12 Monkeys and Glass, not to mention he was famously dead the whole time, well, most of the time, throughout The Sixth Sense.
They don't know they're dead.
How often do you see them?
All the time.
John McClane is looking extra tough now. Number 18, Michelle Rodriguez.
You know that's not my style. I gotta ride or die, right?
How about you just ride on this one?
Like Bruce Willis, Michelle Rodriguez is a major action star, known primarily for her work in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Appearing in such violent and high-octane movies is sure to result in a few deaths.
Would you believe I knocked him out with my charm?
You ain't that charming, bitch.
Indeed, she has died in 6 movies and 1 TV show. The TV show is lost, as Ana Lucia is shot by Michael in The Swan Station. Her film deaths include Resident Evil, where she's turned into a freaky zombie, Blood Rain, Avatar, Trópico de Sangre, Resident Evil Retribution, where her clones from the first movie die, and Alita Battle Angel.
Finish the mission. Destroy Solemn.
Number 17, Michael Biehn. Closely associated with James Cameron, Biehn was one of the biggest movie stars of the 80s, starring in the seminal Cameron works The Terminator and Aliens.
He's just a grunt. No offense.
None taken.
Coincidentally, he dies in both franchises.
And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
In fact, Biehn has perished in 26 movies and 6 television projects. In The Terminator, Kyle dies by sacrificing himself and blowing up the Terminator. In Alien 3, Hicks is unceremoniously killed off-screen when the escape pod crashes on Fury 161. Other notable deaths include The Abyss, another Cameron project, Tombstone, although no one knows who actually killed Johnny Ringo, The Rock, and Planet Terror.
You got to take this recipe to your grave.
I think I can goddamn guarantee that.
Number 16, Lance Henriksen. This is another buddy of James Cameron who also appeared in both The Terminator and Aliens. However, he has his co-star Michael Biehn long beat in terms of movie deaths. Henriksen has died in 53 movies and 11 TV projects. Like Biehn, he dies in The Terminator when the titular robot shoots him in the police station. And like Biehn, Bishop is also killed in Alien 3. His body is so severely damaged in the opening crash that he asks Ripley to deactivate him.
I heard. Do me a favor. Disconnect me. I could be reworked, but I'll never be top of the line again. I'd rather be nothing.
Other interesting deaths include a slit throat in Scream 3 and being stabbed by a predator in Alien vs. Predator. He's not even safe in the Disney realm, as Kerchak is shot and killed in Tarzan.
Our family will look to you now.
No, Kerchak.
Take care of them. My son.
Number 15, Eva Green. This French actress burst onto the scene in the mid-2000s thanks to Kingdom of Heaven and Casino Royale, where she played one of the best Bond girls of all time, Vesper Lynd.
You know, I think I'll call that a Vespa.
Because of the bitter aftertaste.
No. Because once you've tasted it, that's all you want to drink.
Of course, she dies at the end. It would be indicative of her career to come, as Green has perished in 6 movies and 1 TV show. Despite starring in Penny Dreadful, her character dies at the end when she's killed by Josh Hartnett's Ethan Chandler.
With a kiss.
With a kiss. With love.
With love.
And aside from Casino Royale, her movie deaths include Arsène Lupin, Dark Shadows, 300 Rise of an Empire, White Bird in a Blizzard, and Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. In the latter, she's killed by another Josh Brolin, playing Dwight McCarthy.
Dwight.
The gun barks and bucks in my hand. Life leaves Eva with a sigh.
Number 14, Gary Oldman. You may not know it, but Gary Oldman has died in a lot of movies. And you may not know it because Gary Oldman never actually looks like Gary Oldman.
No, you, sir. Are you acquainted with my husband? Shall I call the police?
This famous chameleon actor has died in nearly 30 movies, some unheard of, some massively popular. The latter category includes JFK, playing Lee Harvey Oswald, Bram Stoker's Dracula, where he dies a particularly gruesome death, True Romance, Hannibal, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, to name but a few.
Does it hurt? Dying.
Quicker than falling asleep.
He also dies in numerous animated films, including Quest for Camelot and Kung Fu Panda 2.
The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now.
You're right.
Then I choose this!
Funnily enough, Oldman never grows to be an old man. Number 13, Jack Nicholson. One could certainly make a case that Jack Nicholson is the greatest actor of all time.
Proud of you.
Nobody cares what you think.
The Academy certainly thinks so, as his 12 nominations make him the most nominated male actor in movie history.
I now do what other people only dream. I make art until someone dies.
And while Nicholson didn't really do many action movies, he has nevertheless died in 12 of them.
A lot of people had to die for me to be me. You want to be me?
These include being beaten to death in Easy Rider, being smothered with a pillow in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, freezing in The Shining, falling in Batman, and being shot by Matt Damon in The Departed. His most recent movie death came in 2007 when he died off-screen in The Bucket List. Number 12, Steve Buscemi. This widely acclaimed actor has appeared in 5 full-length Coen Brothers movies and died in 3 of them. These certainly aren't the only movies in which his death occurs, as Buscemi has croaked in 13 movies and 8 TV projects.
I didn't make that decision. Yeah, you were Johnny on the spot though, weren't you?
Hey, I went to the Met.
The latter includes many notable programs, including Miami Vice, Boardwalk Empire, and The Sopranos. As for movies, the 3 Coen deaths consist of Miller's Crossing, Fargo, and The Big Lebowski. Other notable deaths include Desperado and 2019's The Dead Don't Die, where a zombified Buscemi is shot by none other than Bill Murray.
Frank! Hey! You got this coming.
Number 11, Mickey Rourke. This is one of the most popular tough guys in movie history.
It'll be loud and nasty, my kind of kill. And when his eyes go dead, the hell I send him to will seem like heaven after what I've done to him.
But even his toughness couldn't save him from 31 movie deaths.
You know, if you live hard, and you play hard, and you burn the candle at both ends, you pay the price for it.
Rourke's first major on-screen death came in 1980's Heaven's Gate, when Nick Ray is killed by Frank Canton and his men. Further deaths include being shot by Tupac in 1996's Bullet, being shot by Willem Dafoe in Once Upon a Time in Mexico, being executed via electric chair in Sin City, supposedly wrestling to his own death in The Wrestler, and blowing himself up in Iron Man 2.
You lose.
All these drones are rigged to blow. We gotta get out of here, man.
The deaths are numerous, but they're also incredibly varied as well. Number 10, Al Pacino. This man proudly sits beside Jack Nicholson in the greatest of all time department. Unlike Nicholson, Pacino has starred in many crime movies, which, of course, has resulted in a far higher death toll.
Say hello to my little friend!
Pacino has died in 15 movies, almost all of them crime-related. These include Scarface, his first on-screen death, The Godfather Part 3, Carlito's Way, Dick Tracy, and The Irishman. Pacino has also been killed by some notable actors. He has twice been killed by Robert De Niro, both in Righteous Kill and The Irishman. That was probably payback for Heat. Pacino is one of the few actors to be killed by Robin Williams, as he is shot by the world-famous comedian in Insomnia.
Nobody needs to know. You didn't mean to do it, and I know that, even if you don't.
Number 9, Johnny Depp. Dying in 16 movies, Johnny Depp has gone in some incredibly weird ways.
See, the Pelagostos believe that Jack is a god in human form, and they intend to do him the honor of releasing him from his fleshy prison.
In A Nightmare on Elm Street, his first movie death, he's sucked into a bed. Something happens, and his blood shoots out in a geyser to paint the ceiling. It's gruesome stuff. He's electrocuted by Charlize Theron in The Astronaut's Wife.
I live there.
No, you don't.
Get it!
He's eaten by the Kraken in Dead Man's Chest before being brought back to life.
Hello, Beastie.
His throat is cut in Sweeney Todd, and he's shot by radioactive bullets in Transcendence. He also has the distinction of being stabbed by the likes of Judi Dench, Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe, Michelle Pfeiffer, Olivia Colman, Penelope Cruz, Leslie Odom Jr., and Josh Gad in Murder on the Orient Express. Number 8, Danny Trejo. Probably the most notable character actor of all time, Danny Trejo is one of those actors who seemingly appears in every tough guy role under the sun.
I don't work for Sands anymore. And since I'm a Mexican, I can do whatever I want.
He's most closely associated with his second cousin Robert Rodriguez, and has starred in many of his movies. It's almost a guarantee that Trejo dies in his role, as he's perished in over 60 movies and 10 TV shows. His severed head appears on a tortoise in Breaking Bad, which is perhaps his most famous TV death.
What's the matter, Schrader? You act like you never saw a severed human head on a tortoise before.
His cousin is also fond of killing him off, as Trejo has died in Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He was also killed by none other than Michael Myers in the 2007 remake of Halloween.
Now, don't do nothing we're both gonna regret later, okay, Mikey?
Number 7, Dennis Hopper. Typically playing bad guys, Dennis Hopper died in 41 movies and 10 TV shows throughout his long and illustrious career.
He never played me false until he killed me.
His first on-screen death came in 1957's gunfight at the OK Corral, as Billy Clanton is killed by Kirk Douglas's Doc Holliday.
Hit the dirt!
Hopper has the distinction of dying in many classic movies, including the work print of Apocalypse Now, True Grit, Blue Velvet, True Romance, and Speed. Other deaths include the popular but not quite classics Waterworld, Super Mario Bros., and Land of the Dead. In the latter, he's killed by a sentient zombie who plans his death with a propane tank.
You're dead. Oh my God. You are dead. No, come on.
Not too many actors can claim that. Number 6, Gary Busey. While he's more of a meme today, Gary Busey has appeared in many notable films throughout his career.
Guess who's back? Too late to go home now.
He's also died in many of them. In fact, Busey has reportedly died in 26 movies. Some of these are classics. He's shot by Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon, is bisected by a predator in Predator 2, and dies by Keanu Reeves' side in Point Break. Some of his deaths are a little more outlandish, like being thrown from a skyscraper in Drop Zone, being killed by Snoop Dogg in Hot Boys, and being devoured by piranhas in Piranha 3DD. He also dies in The Ginger Dead Man, and his spirit takes root in a gingerbread man. It's not one of his better movies.
On the contrary, I baked up just fine.
Number 5, Eric Roberts. Despite having a far more popular younger sister, Eric Roberts is an esteemed character actor with over 560 credits, 1 Academy Award nomination, and 3 Golden Globe nominations to his name.
Don't like to share the limelight, do you?
Nothing to share.
Starring in over 560 movies and TV shows will certainly result in a few deaths, and Roberts has racked up 37 in movies and 22 on television.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
His TV deaths include the 1996 Doctor Who movie, CSI Miami, and Heroes.
What am I thinking now, partner?
Your last thought.
His movie deaths include a lot of B-movies, but also some notable works like The Dark Knight, National Security, and The Expendables. In the latter, he's killed simultaneously by Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham. So that's something to add to the already long resume.
I made it all happen. And then they wanted me out. Why? Because I saw the big picture.
Number 4, Robert De Niro. Rounding out the greatest of all time list alongside Jack Nicholson and Al Pacino is Robert De Niro, who holds 8 Academy Award nominations and 2 wins.
I don't know how to do anything else.
Neither do I.
I don't much want to either.
Neither do I.
Like his longtime acting buddy Pacino, De Niro has starred in numerous crime films throughout the years, and has died in more than a few of them.
I came into this game for the action, the excitement. Go anywhere, travel light, get in, get out, wherever there's trouble, a man alone.
De Niro has died in over 20 movies throughout his career, which includes being shot by Pacino in Heat. Some of his deaths are quite brutal, like committing suicide by train in 1900, being devoured by newspapers in Brazil, burning and hanging in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and probably bleeding to death after being shot in the neck in Mean Streets.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with me, my friend. I'm feeling fine. Keep your mouth shut.
Number 3, Christopher Lee. In June of 2015, Christopher Lee passed away at the age of 93.
Oh, my old foe. We meet on the battlefield once again.
He left behind an incredible legacy, which includes nearly 300 movie and television credits stretching all the way back to the late 40s, with many of them being villain roles.
I gave you the chance of aiding me willingly, but you have elected the way of pain.
Unsurprisingly, this includes a lot of fictional deaths. Lee died in 64 movies throughout his career, with many of them coming from the horror genre. This includes The Curse of Frankenstein, The Mummy, and his numerous Dracula movies from the early 70s.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Other big-time deaths include Airport 77, Alice in Wonderland, Revenge of the Sith, and The Return of the King.
Do it.
Number 2. John Hurt. We will avoid making a lame Hurt joke, as we already used up that quota with the old man joke earlier.
Spare us your professional annotations, Mr. Finch. They are irrelevant.
Rather, we'll just tell you that Hurt has died in just over 40 movies throughout his career, spanning half a century.
I'll volunteer to be in the first group to go out.
Yeah, that figures.
His last major one came in 2014's Hercules, when he is crushed by the head of a Hera statue. Hurt also had a knack for dystopian fiction, starring and dying in V for Vendetta, Snowpiercer, and 1984. While he doesn't die on screen in the latter, it is strongly implied that he will soon be executed. Some of his other famous deaths include the chest burster in Alien, suffocating in his sleep in The Elephant Man, and being stabbed in the neck in Hellboy.
I'm ready. It'll be quick.
When I was talking to a friend about this list, he suggested Bill Murray because there's an entire movie where he dies over and over again, which is Groundhog Day, and I was kind of surprised, but maybe he has a point. Anyway, we have a few honorable mentions to get to before we name our top actor who always dies on screen. And spoiler alert, it's not that shocking.
Helena Bonham Carter, 10 movie deaths. Nicolas Cage, 30 movie deaths.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you too, Daddy.
Tommy Flanagan, died in movies like Gladiator, Braveheart, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Sean Bean. Of course number 1 is Sean Bean. His name is practically synonymous with dying in movies, and it's become a running joke throughout his career.
I can't believe you're alive.
I don't understand.
However, the true amount of deaths may surprise you. Beehn has only died in just over 20 movies, a far cry from the likes of Christopher Lee and even Danny Trejo. Perhaps his reputation for dying comes from the quality of Behn's movies. He's died in countless classics, including Patriot Games, GoldenEye, and The Fellowship of the Ring, not to mention Game of Thrones.
So long as I am your king, treason shall never go unpunished. Sir Ilyn, bring me his head.
These deaths are also exciting and different, like being impaled, crushed by a satellite, shot by arrows while bravely defending hobbits, and being beheaded, respectively. Either way, Beehn is the undisputed king of movie deaths.
I learned how to die a long time ago.
Pity. Such a pity.
Hey, Sean Bean, if you're gonna be so good at dying on screen, they're just gonna make you keep doing it. Anyway, if you enjoy learning trivia like how many times an actor has died in movies, be sure to head over to Game Show Mojo for our game show What the List. It's full of trivia, it's full of laughs, and it is always a very fun time, so be sure to check that out. See ya!